plant is in mood to prepare its food, it needs to have these 5 raw materials or these 5 ingredients. Without these 5 ingredients, plant cannot prepare its own food. Now, plant is getting water from where? From the soil, right? And how from the soil the water is going inside the plant body? Through the root hair of the root, right? The root hairs of the root absorb the water from the soil and transport it to the plants, different parts of the plant. Carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide is taken from the atmosphere, sunlight from the sun itself, mineral again from the soil with the help of root hair. Chlorophyll. Kids, chlorophyll is a pigment which is already present, in the leaf of a plant, right? So the process by which plants prepare their food by using this raw material is called photosynthesis. So kids, photo means light and synthesis means to prepare something, right? So when with the help of light, if something is prepared in the plant, that is their food is prepared in the plant, the process is known as photosynthesis. Now you can see this picture over here. From the sun, the sunlight is getting, from the sun, the plants are getting the sunlight, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, right? Water and mineral from the soil with the help of root. Now kids, everything, all the raw materials comes over here in the leaf of the plant. And you need to remember that the leaf of the plant is also known as food factory of the plant, or you can also call it as the kitchen of the plant. Why you call it as? Because in the leaf of the plant, the food is prepared with the help of all these raw materials. Okay. Now, where is the food made in the plant? See, the question comes. Leaves are known as the food factory. Remember I told you just now of the plant, as they are the places where food is prepared. Different parts of the plant like roots gather the raw material from the environment and then transfer them to the leaves where photosynthesis takes place. Now kids, transportation of water and mineral. Okay, so the roots of the plant absorb the water and mineral of the soil and then transport them to the leaves via stem and branches. Kids, this is not very much important. This diagram is also not there in NCERT. This is just for your understanding. Okay, so how the water and minerals are transported in the plant? As you can see that roots are over here. So from the soil, this root is absorbing the water and mineral. It is taking it up and transporting it to the leaf and to the higher parts of the stem and to the leaves, right? So what is the function of the root? To absorb the water and mineral and transport it to the different parts of the plant. And kids, once the water and mineral comes over here, the sunlight also comes over here, the chlorophyll are already present in the leaf of the plant, right? So what happens? The food is prepared in the leaf of the plant. Now, the question is, what is the food of the plant? The food of the plant is carbohydrate, right? And which carbohydrate? Glucose. Glucose is a type of a carbohydrate which is the end product of photosynthesis, right? Which is the end product of the photosynthesis. Once the food is prepared in the leaf, now food is required by each and every part of the plant. So now what happens? The same glucose will be getting transported to the roots as well as it will be getting transported to the upper part of the plant as well. Now, coming to inhalation of carbon dioxide. So, there are tiny holes or pores present on the surface of leaves called stomata that take in the carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere. So, kids, there is presence of very, very, very small or very tiny structures on the surface of leaf which we cannot see with our naked eyes. So, what you can see a microscopic picture of stomata. So this is the opening through which exchange of gases takes place. So through stomata, exchange of gases takes place. Through stomata, carbon dioxide goes in and oxygen comes out during the process of photosynthesis. And This tiny hole is guarded by two cells, and the name of those cells are guard cells. Presence of chlorophyll in the leaves. A substance called chlorophyll is present in the leaves of the plant. You already know this. It is green color pigment. So kids, it is actually a pigment which gives green color to the leaf. The chlorophyll not only provides green color to the leaves, but what is the second function of chlorophyll? That it also helps in the process of photosynthesis. How it helps in the process of photosynthesis? Chlorophyll captures the sunlight along with other raw materials and it prepares the food in the leaves. So kids, if you're asked question, what is the two functions of chlorophyll? First function, it provides green color to the plant, right, wherever it is present, and it captures the sunlight and helps in the process of photosynthesis. This process of photosynthesis only occurs in the daytime. You need to remember it only occurs in the daytime and in the presence of sunlight. That's why it is called photosynthesis. And photo means light. So this is a very common sense based question. Why it occurs during the daytime? Because it needs sunlight. One of the raw material is sunlight, and without presence of sunlight, the process of photosynthesis cannot occur, right? Now coming to the next question. Why sun is called the ultimate source of energy for living organism? So kids, we know that the plants use solar energy to make their food. So with the help of sunlight, plant is preparing its food. Very much clear, right? The herbivore animals depend upon the plant for their food. So the plant is preparing its food with the help of solar energy, that is with the help of sun. Now herbivores are dependent upon plant for their food. Now carnivores are dependent upon herbivore for their food. Therefore, all the living organisms are directly or indirectly receives their energy from the sun. Now next question. Can photosynthesis takes place in other parts of the plant? Till now, we have studied that photosynthesis takes place in the leaf of a plant. Why? Because the leaf of the plant is green in color. The leaf of the plant is green in color. It is green in color due to the presence of chlorophyll, and this chlorophyll captures or traps the sunlight, due to which the photosynthesis can occur in the leaf of the plant. Now, the answer to this question is yes. The answer is YES, yes. Green stems and branches of the plant can also undergo the process of photosynthesis. For example, plants in the desert area like cactus do not have leaves, but they still exist there because their stem produce the food for the plant. Okay, I hope you have got it. Why is the process of photosynthesis important? Now, you know that there is something called process of photosynthesis by which the plants are preparing their food. Now, why? What is the need of this process? There will be no food if the plant would stop conducting the photosynthesis process, right? There will be no food for the herbivore. If herbivore is not going to get the food, the carnivore will also not get its food, right? So ultimately, there will be no food. The plants take in carbon dioxide, and the second product or the byproduct of photosynthesis is oxygen. Now you already know that oxygen is very crucial for human beings, for the animals, right? So in the second statement, they have stated that the plants take in carbon dioxide and produce oxygen during the process of photosynthesis. Hence, without this process, it would not be possible to survive on Earth as there would be no oxygen, right? Now, production of oxygen and carbohydrates by the plant. So kids, during the process of photosynthesis, now we are going to understand the process of photosynthesis with the help of reaction. So this is the word reaction and this is the chemical reaction. So carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide and water in the presence of light energy, which we are getting from the sun, and the chlorophyll is producing what? Is producing a carbohydrate. Which carbohydrate? Glucose. The name of the carbohydrate is glucose. And what is the byproduct or the secondary product? That is oxygen. Now, CO2 is formula for carbon dioxide. H2O is formula for water. In the presence of light and chlorophyll is producing glucose. The formula is C6H12O6 and the secondary product, that is oxygen. Now kids, this is the glucose that is produced is going to get utilized by the plant, but oxygen that is produced will go outside the plant and will be utilized by the animals. Okay. Now here you can see that the same equation is written, chemical equation or the reaction is written over here. This is known as balanced equation. Here, when the 6 molecules of carbon dioxide is reacting with 6 molecules of water is going to produce 1 molecule of glucose and 6 molecule of oxygen. Plants use carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to produce carbohydrates and oxygen. Instead of carbohydrate, you can use the word glucose. Some people also use the word sugar, but I would suggest that you should use the word glucose. The carbohydrate thus produced by the plant are converted into the starch. So kids, very much important thing over here. Now what happens? This carbohydrate or the glucose which is produced by the process of photosynthesis, it will be utilized by each and every part of the plant. Now, if some amount of this glucose is extra, like all the glucose is utilized, but little bit or some amount of glucose is left and plant doesn't need that glucose, because now what happens with that glucose? That glucose gets stored in the form of another type of carbohydrate which is known as starch. So the stored carbohydrate or the stored food of the plant is known as starch. Can leaves which are red or brown or violet in color conduct photosynthesis? Answer is yes. So the chlorophyll is also present in leaves that are not green in color. Mind this point. They are of different color because